Hello everybody and welcome back to Riverside Farms. It is now spring. We've been digestate. Spreading digestate. Used 300 litres, 1,000 litres, sorry, of digestate. Got about 4 or 5 fields done, I think it was. As you can see, we have bought a potato seeder and a trailer load of seed. We're all set up. We've now installed GPS on the Renault. Got a weight on the front there because it's quite heavy, this machine. Even though it doesn't ask for a weight, I think it's quite heavy. So we're all ready to go, so let's crack on. I'm going to plant potatoes in this field. About here. Yeah. Right, so turn it on. Is that unfolded? We have to unfold it first. Doesn't say that, does it? Turn on the planter, lower the planter. Because no, we won't be needing ridge markers, not yet. Turn on the planter. Lower the planter. And let's get planting. So we're doing potatoes in here, cause Rosewood Farm, which is there behind us. Oh, sorry, over there, where my house is over there. That we're going to do our potato washing and potato sorting when we get those machines. That's better. So this is a 3 meter potato. Potato planter. Keep remembering to. We're going to do these potatoes with GPS here. Give us nice accurate light. So it costs us £15,000. Every tractor that you enable GPS on, it costs 50,000 to have it installed. But it will do a much neater job. And we're also using it like we do in Oakfield. We use it with conjunction with Proceed and Cosplay. Right. As soon as we lift up, as soon as we move the steering, it disengages from the GPS signal. Or we can just press Alt X, line up the next track. Up here. Oops, we needed to get him to do that. If the steering wheel on the screen doesn't light up green, then you know you're not engaged the GPS signal. That is now following a plotted route by guidance steering. So yeah, I thought this would be the ideal field. Field 76 would be the ideal field to put potatoes in. And then have the sorting machines and all that up at Rosefield. Right, I don't know why it didn't warn me of a headland coming instead. Fine. Right. Yeah, we're gonna have some nice potatoes. And we have also, like I say, digestate on the field this morning. first thing this morning we did the digesting. Tram lines are set for 24 metres, which is the exact width of the sulky fertiliser spreader that we're using. And this is a 3 metre potato planter, so that will work out exactly correct. So if you're not already aware, what's happening is we line up with the previous row, about there, gauge that and lower that in, and then we just press accelerator pedal. Don't even have to touch the steering. GPS will guide it. Take over the steering. It will keep that line nice and straight. And when we reach 45 feet from the end, which it didn't seem to register last, it will bleep twice, and then it will put the brakes on. Let's see if it works. There you go. Did you hear the bleep? And then it brings us to a stop when we get to 45 feet from the end at the edge of the field, approximately where that tram line will be going. We go around the headland. So we're doing it like in reality you would do your inside in all your rows first and then close the headlands up like they do in reality. Our tram lines are going to go in. If you look at the little graphic above the minimap, that is the proceed graphic. So you got the automatic mode, distance 24 meters, that's to set your tram line distance, and then it tells me what track I'm on. Every time we get to track 5 out of 8, it's going to pop a tram line in for me. I don't know if you're supposed to put tram lines in on potato fields, but I presume you do. But we're doing them anyway. Why not? So we'll carry on until we have run out of seed, and then we'll fill up, and then we'll jump cut when we're near completing the field. Don't know how long it's, but it is a fairly big field. We've never grown anything like this before in this field. It's always been like rye or canola or some planted root crops, or not root crops, cereal crops. So let's keep doing this now until we get to the other end of the field. Then I'll stick a headland in. We do have ridge markers on this potato. Nice. This is a base game one. Quite easy to use. Oh yeah, of course. Just I wonder what's going on there. Yeah, tram line's now going in. It's quite easy to see a tram line when you're doing potatoes. Because potatoes actually dig the soil apart, put the seeds in, then cover them up again. Make the mounds. But yeah, there's your first tram line going in. But it'd be best if we tram lined it this way. Been quite well on seed. We've got this right. So we lift up. As soon as I move the steering, it disengages the DP. And we line up this next one. Now we're locked on. Drop it in, off we go. We just keep doing that until we get to the other end of the field. probably showed you this before in an outfield or something. Right, you'll probably get to watch this before you get to watch outfield, or you might go the other way around, I don't know. Depends when the videos are dropped, I suppose. But this is, now I've got into it and I'm used to using it. It's a good way of doing it. Modern. There you go. 3.10. Thought the Renault would be the best suited to the. Mind you, only needs 150 horsepower. And again, I thought with it being hilly, this field, see, I thought the Renault would be the better choice. We have a good 100 horsepower more than what the Ford has in this tractor. And we don't want to be slowing down too much. So we do want to actually get the two fields with the covering crop, they need ploughing in. And we need to plant those other fields as well before the end of spring, hopefully. Well, it depends what crop I'm going to put in there. But I thought first thing we'll do is concentrate on getting my potatoes, get them in as early as possible. You can plant these at 5 degrees, got 9 soil temperature. Plenty warm enough. Definitely plenty warm enough. And that goes for 1 hopper of seed. Quite a lot. Coming up, what are we on now? Track 8. Then it goes back to 1 again. And my new way of doing it now is to do it with the guidance steering for the middle, and then use course play, put the headland in. It really does an accurate job. Steer the beep, just come. See the track numbers as we cut across the tracks. See the number change. Because we're on an angle here, the field is at an angle. Put the seeder in a little bit more each time. And it should work out round. But we'll fill it all in anyway, so. What we've got now, 40% left. We've done all that on one hopper. This hopper doesn't even hold, it's 3,000 litres of seed. Holds a pallet and a bit. The texture of these potatoes looks different on this map to what I'm used to. It's a lighter colour. Unless it's to do with the digestate we just put in there. Could be. Very rich brown soil. Oh no. Counting, you see the track changing. Liner up. Steering's engaged. GPS. And we just keep going up and down now until we're done. Not too bad. A few long pieces where we'll be going long. Because this field is a wheel like an L shape in a way. Of 7 miles per hour is the maximum speed we can do with this plough, with this machine. Plant efficiently. Doing a good job. Doing a good job. Before GPS was even put on tractors, everybody use the old-fashioned method with ridge markers, which we see on the back of the machine here. Look, you're sticking up in the air with discs on them. Marks the soil. You just aim the middle of the tractor, nose of the tractor down that mark on the soil, and it will. With pretty good accuracy, I think, will get you accurate on your next row, next pass. But yeah, that's how they did it back then. Ridge markers are still on these machines. Do use ridge markers when putting headlands in. Well, I do. Anything that this machine can offer me. This potato machine's got the ridge markers, so if they're there, then why not? Got half a tank of diesel. Or not. Try and work out how much seed we use, how many hoppers, and then if we keep back some of the potatoes that we harvested, because you can actually put the potatoes that you've harvested back into that machine and replant them to make potatoes again, like, you know, as though it's seed potatoes, rather than buying expensive seed all the time. Don't know how many pallets of seed we're going to need. Right, next one's a tram line, I do believe. If you look on the proceed, probably see two little red lines on it. That's telling me it is a tram line that's going in next. When we get on to the next one, two little lines, red lines on the seed drill graphic. Actually, just so we're nearly coming up to what, emptying? 4 rows maybe. And then I'm going to jump cut, get to the end of the field, and we're nearly finished. We're not going to get right into the corners. We're just going to do smooth turns, miss off the corners, so that the sprayer can just turn smoothly and not have to do any manoeuvres. The amount of potatoes that will yield off this field will be absolutely humongous. You get a lot of stuff. We'll get tons. So just by running the drill at a nice smooth turn, it's not going to make a lot of difference to the yield. Yeah, we're doing okay. I mean, that was all that lot. Quite a lot. Just on that one hopper full. Which is, like I say, it's only what, one full pallet and a little bit, so. And I think we might even get another, possibly, what, 2 or 3 more rows maybe before we have to go and get back to the trailer and fill up. That's one good thing about this GPS. You don't have to worry about where you left off and stuff. Because say we've just filled up, all we would do is come back, look for the where the potatoes are planted, turn around like that, line up, engage GPS, drop it in, and we're off. And not like cosplay where you got to go look for your last waymark. This, if you look above the speedometer and all that, you'll see the steering wheel's lit up in green. Like I said, that's telling me now that I'm locked onto GPS. The satellite above that's telling me GPS is active on the tractor. And above that you'll see the 3 lines with the arrow plus 22. I think, well, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments if anyone knows about this. I think that's how many rows we are from the edge of the field, from where we set the AB line up. This is the 22nd row, even though we haven't done 22 rows. But we are 22 rows from the edge of the field, pointing in that direction. That's what that means. That doesn't light up. I don't know if it doesn't light up. Now, will we get another row out of this? Might get one more row before we need to go and get another hopper full or another seeder full. So this field's had its first application of fertilizer already by putting the digestate on it. The next time we come into this field, it will be an artificial fertilizer spread by the. Oh no, we're not quite going to get there. That will run out. That's fine. Let's disengage from that. Let's go back to the trailer. See the lines jumping as we move over. See the lines jumping across the field. That's where the GPS is telling me I've got to go. They will jump. Right, let's get some more potatoes in. And I'm going to jump cut and we'll come back when we've pretty much nearly completed it. Don't know if we're going to have enough seed on here. There's 10 full pallets of seed on this trailer. Was. Until we started using them. So that's our second load now. Running over the seeds. Where did we finish? Right, I'll go line this up now. Oh, there it is. Get on back on track. Reverse back a bit. Engage that. Line up. Right. See you when the field is about done. Right, all the rowing's done. Just doing the headlands now. So we've got about 5 headlands. There might be a bit of patching up. But we'll see what. Should give us a smooth turn. Yes, it is. Do well. I get telling to do smooth turn. Switch to after fit. Never mind. Maybe you couldn't turn tight enough. See how he does this turn. That was alright. Alright then, so let's let him carry on. We're using courseplay now to accurately put it with proceed. So just want to check that one. Did a better job that time. Weird. That seems alright. Right, so I'll go around what, 4 times. Well, this is what I use it. Stick that up. And I can follow the little blue arrow on that map of the field. Then we'll watch it as it goes round. And when he gets to the top of the map, as you can see where the diagonal line is coming down from the top of the map, that's where we need to stop him. Make sure that we're set on track 4. Because when he drops the drill down, it'll change to track 5, and then it'll put the call it tram line in. That's where we want the tram line, on the 5th headland. That's where the tram line's going in. That's how the sprayer knows where to spray to get onto the edges of the field. What are we doing? Oh, I heard start tree. With the tree. And oh, that was close. Oh, he did a good job. Thought he was going to hit it. That's why I chose smooth. So for some reason, the people who did the map decided, I'm going to plant a tree in that corner. Excellent. That's alright, we have a chainsaw. I think we can take that tree out. Let's see why not. I think we have a chainsaw. Yes, we do have a chainsaw. We're down to £8,000. How did that happen? Ah, it must have been all the seed. The animals have got plenty of food, that's alright. Saved about... Well, we might get a cut of silage. But we only need enough fertiliser to... Winter crops only need 1 more fertiliser. The rest of the crops that we've got to worry about, that's not to worry. Because we'll be cutting some grass hopefully soon. And then we can have another pit full of silage. We can sell the compost. That'd be good. Sell the compost. Make compost. Sell compost. I don't know if we can make or sell compost. If we can sell compost, that'd be good. Don't know what it's worth. Yeah, he's kind of not turning as tight as I thought. Yeah, on the second one now. He didn't lift the plough up, I don't think. But if he lifts the plough up, it'll change the track number. The plough? No, not the plough. The planter. It's actually a planter, not a seeder. Don't know why I keep calling it a plough. I've lost count how many loads we've done. But there's not. I think we've gone through about half of that trailer. We had 10 pallets on that trailer. I'm gonna catch up. So. Good. Not to worry. That tram line there, don't know if that's in the right place. Find out. Might get deleted. Until we get to this corner here. We'll find out when we get right when it. Don't look like we're gonna go 5 times round on one. There's a big field now. I forget what size this field is. I think it's easily 10 acres. Maybe more than that. Forget. Really, I don't know what. We can find out. Oh, he needs to swing quite wide. Yeah. Sort that out. Maybe turn radius could have been better. turn radius might have been the one to use. It's free, you can do smooth, turn, or turn radius. Turn radius on my tractor. Of this tractor, I'm not sure. That was a bit better. Trying to turn while planted. And then the field goes in that shape right down there, because the road bends around like that, following that road. Other than that, the field's pretty square. Other than that curve. How are we doing? 1200 litres. Right. Obviously not going to seed where it's already done. No, it was that tree we did from standing. See the fields nice and brown with slurry. Stay. Yeah, we're coming round here now. Going till we run out of seed. We'll get another. And then just click on next closest waypoint. So sometime in the summer we'll be putting our washing machine and we'll be creating a yard anyway. Potato yard. I think there might be enough room up there. Well as my house. Get the potato washers and sorters. And even maybe a shed. Deposit the potato. But then again, I don't know where. I think there might be a place to put potato store. I think there is a potato store in the farm. Will they accept premium potato? Or is it just normal potato? Find out. Because if the price isn't very, so either that or we just dump them on the floor in a massive pile, bring the JCB up, not the JCB, live air telehandler with a big bucket on the front, and the live air crawler could do it. Load the spuds into the trailer, the lorry, the man, a man with a 60,000 litre trailer, and price is right, load the trailer. Keep the trailer loaded, and then whatever's left we can dump on the ground near the house. Not like they're gonna go anywhere. As long as we sell them before the bad weather comes. What are we on now? Third time round. One more time round after this, and then it's a tram line. Could have gone a bit closer to the edge, you know. May have got that wrong. Did 45 feet. Right. I don't know. Maybe could have gone a bit further. Maybe 50 feet. I was looking at 50 feet. Yeah, there's a bit there. We can come back for that. So, yeah. This is our third time round. That tram line's going to disappear, I thought. Never mind. But we had to put it in just so it would continue on to the rest of the field. That's not too bad a turn. Tram lines might be a bit short. Yeah, made a mistake there. I think we should have gone 50 feet and not to worry. As long as the tram lines are there, so Ray can do what it's got to do. We will have thin wheels on there, but we're killing them. Tram lines are only there to keep the sprayer in the right place, so we can field accurately. Fortunately, it misses the corners. Yeah, not an easy turn. Right, well this side of the field's all done, but technically it's not. next time we come round. This is the third time, isn't it? Stick it. No, not the next time we come round. It's the third time, isn't it? Need another 2 more rows yet. Yeah, there's some missed bits, but not to worry. We can come round with a drill and that lags the game quite. Basically, when I get up to here, right, so when I come off my fourth row, there, and I come on this diagonal, and as soon as I get here and straightened up, we'll stop the driver and he'll lift his drill out of the ground. Then we'll check the track number's correct. Then when we lower it in, do this final piece, that will put the tram line. But that's looking there. It's looking there. So obviously, where we've already seeded it, where we use seeds, might go around further than we think. And then once we come back up to the top where the diagonal lines are, that's the end of that. Just a case of going and planting potatoes anywhere what we might have missed. Nearly back at the trailer. I think we might, rather than carry on another row, might lift. We'll see how far we get. Still gonna have to go back for some more seed in a minute. It's looking good though. See a little patch there. We got to take. We can soon put a bit of crop in, and I was moving over now to the row 4. Yeah, the tram lines are a little short. Oh well, I knew I should. I ummed and ahed. I thought 50 feet, 45 feet, 14 or 15 meters. Did 14 meters. I don't know why I did it 14 meters. It just sounded right. This drill's will just short of 10 foot. Yeah, it's gonna delete some of the tram line. It's okay. So our next tram line will be going in soon. In fact, our next tram line's going in the next time we come round. But you can see where it's going to join up. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of patching up to do on the other side of the tram line. Not a problem. Yeah, I wish I'd have gone the 450 feet now. Ah. Stop. Now we've got to get. We're not too far away. Ideally, we would come down. Just go and fill up, and we'll finish up. More seats. Where did we get to? Right, let's go park up at the side of the trailer. Oops, sorry. Jumped out the tractor. Let's do that. Just fill up with seeds, that's what we're asking you to. Wow. How many pallets is left? 3 full pallets. We had 10 on here. Wow. We ain't even planted our new fields yet. Yeah. 3 left. Right, let's go find where we left off. Around here somewhere. Here it is. Just line her up best you can. Just click draw. There's a shortcut for. There's a hotkey for it, I can't remember. I think it's right Alt 0. Am I right? I think it is. Right Alt 0 or right Control 0. Something like that. To stop the driver without having to put the menu up. Right, so the next time round, so what we know about half a lot. So obviously we're not using any seed part of the thing. Already drilled it. Still keeping that course. Took a good hour and a half to get done. Right, so we've got to do round the curve, straight, back up to the top of the field again, and she'll stop it. Yeah, we are a bit short on some of them rows. Maybe we should do, next time we'll do less. So instead of doing a 50-foot auto stop, do say 25-foot auto. That way we know we're definitely covered. It's just a case of re-drilling and taking out the bits it doesn't need. So deleting that little tram line. I think we'll have enough seed now to finish this job. Seven pallets times 2,100 litres. Whatever that is. That's 14,700. So yeah, I'd say one of those, my trailers full of seeds, would be probably enough to replant this field. And if we need, and then just keep an extra pallet from the shop. We'll stand by in case we just are a little bit short. Right, well we're coming up to beginning again, so we need to get to that point. Slipping a bit. Turn this corner, and he'll do a diagonal. Just stop you there, mate. Right. We back up a little bit. That's there. About there. This is what I do. Then change this track number to number 4. So when he drops it down, it'll turn that one. Right, ready? Should do. Yep, tramline going in. Go. There's the tramline. There's the one that's gonna show the sprayer out where he needs to drive in order to spray up to the edge of the field. Nice corner going in as well. A nice, neat corner. Kind of neat. Wonky. Yeah, that's looking good. It is using some seed, not more. So you'll see how this one joins to that one on a curve. It's just here. Gradually turning. Yep. Joined up. So that's it. We've just got to do this and then patch up and finished. Don't know what we're putting in the other fields yet. Got a few new fields that we bought. Work out where we're going. So just about finished. Have a nice corner on. Yeah, that's not too bad. Ray should be able to follow that easily. A little bit wide. It's the turning circle of the actual tractor that's affecting it. That's okay. We haven't got a spraying boom, it's actually the one that fits on the back of the tractor. So we're not going to clip any trees. Let's get some overlap at the corner. See what this is. It's going to be a bit, we'll have to go around and touch bits that work smooth. Like there. And that bit there. Don't want to leave them, nothing in. Yeah, if we'd have gone a little bit more, another, say another metre or so closer to the edge, we would have got all that. Right, we've got just the curve to do and then back up to the... Nice. Yep, nice smooth curve now. It'll join up to that one. Should do. Might delete a little bit of that one. It will. That's perfect. Just like that all the way around, we won't have a problem. It's just working out the distance. There's another one. See, this part of the field worked out good, but bits haven't. This is going to cover it absolutely perfectly. But I have to do these bits. Perfect. This piece should be done alright as well. Apart from that little bit. No, I might not bother with that. Pretty good there. I'll leave that a little bit, I think, there, because it might spoil that job. Right, we've got to get ready to stop it, otherwise it will start drilling where I don't want it to drill. According to this, it's going to take an hour, over an hour to do. We're coming up to beginning again. There you go, it's lifted. We're done. That's a perfect trim line there. A little bit of a gap there, which it always leaves anyway. So all I need to do now is turn this around and drop that in. Anyway, I'm going to touch this up. Oops. On that trim line. That's better. Yeah, that's not too bad. How's that? Alright. Alright, we'll catch these bits up here. Alright, let's go see where else we need to catch. These are those trim lines are short, they're not quite meeting up. Fill up these bits here. Got a decent looking here. Right, anything else on? Well, I hope you've all enjoyed this video. Potato planting using GPS and Proceed. Oh, and a bit of cosplay as well, just to get the headlands. See if we can get this done. Found it quite interesting. Oh, down. I'm not sure. Just basic. Run up there nice and level so it don't damage that. Right, so if you enjoyed it, give it a like, thumbs up, you know the routine. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, maybe that's what you'd like to do, which is your kind of thing. So, yeah, and don't forget that notification bell. That will make sure you don't miss an episode of this Riverside. Oh no! Yeah, that's because we've been lowering and dropping the door. Not a problem. Fix that. Whoa, good job I spotted that. Every time you lower that drill, it pops it into. We should have done that into manual. Now it won't do it at all. What about doing that? Now it won't count the tracks anymore. Right, what else is left to do? I think we're pretty good. Well, it's a bit more here. Let's catch these a little bit. I will get on with drilling some more fields off screen. Enough drilling for today. Leave the corners, don't do them. See if we can get this. Too close. Can I get closer? It's a little. Right. Pop. Try and keep this as straight as I can. That's the line. Lift. Good as we can get. Without destroying the line. Lift. Ooh. That'll do. Right, we're just about done. Stop on that line. Yes, my mistake not for not getting close enough to the... I think we're just about done. Come out of touch. Wait on them. Get that a little bit. I think we're done. Or have we? I think we're pretty much there. It looks okay. We run round this tram line and see what... It looks alright. Doesn't need fertilising. Oh, hang on, there's a bit there. Or was we going to do that bit? I can't remember. Said I was going to do that bit. We'll try and get it. Right, let's try and get it and be careful. And we can get it. That's good enough. Don't want to go any closer. That'll do us. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time. Take care, everybody. And you know what? See you somewhere on Riverside Farms. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Right, okay, everyone. See you next time. Bye for now.